Hey, what's up, Boston buddies? I figured I'd just jump in here and go live because today on my 6 mile easy run, I was thinking of how awesome Boston is, and I realized there's first timers and there's lots of questions on the page. And on Monday, it's going to be my 10th year in a row. So in 2013, that was my first year to make it, and I finished about an hour before the bombs went off, and we actually heard them going off. We were in Panera Bread having a snack, and that's when everything kind of went south and crazy. But yeah, I have a whole list of just thoughts, maybe ideas. If many of you have done Boston a bunch of times, it's not is not going to be new information for you. But I'm going to go down the list. So today on the 6 miler, I just felt flat. I just kind of felt lethargic. I had a 90-minute massage yesterday. I'm doing everything I can to prep up for the big day. And it was like, man, my legs feel heavy. And, it's humid in Texas here, but and it's warming up quick. But I was like, oh, this sucks. And then it took me until about 3 miles to start feeling better. And I really thought about it. And most of the time that really causes me to panic. It's like, well, what's happening? The taper time is always really, really weird because you'll get niggles or you'll feel like an ache in your knee or your back, or something will feel like it's coming to attack you when really it's not. Your body's just getting healed from your big, work that you put into running the race. So if you feel a niggle this week, try to take care of it. Foam roll, stretch lightly, nothing excessive on the stretching. If you've got a massage gun or Normatec boots or whatever you can do to just kind of keep yourself loose and calm and relaxed. Come race day, it's probably not even going to be an issue at all. So if you feel flat, that's totally okay. If you feel off or like your energy's low or something is just sort of not feeling right, a lot of people get a lot of anxiety when they feel that way in taper week because they're feeling like they maybe peaked too early, or that this is what it's going to feel like when they're racing. But really, I feel like your body is in conservation mode. Everything is chill. Everything is just really like trying to save as much energy as possible. And your body's storing up as much energy as it can. So really this week, just move blood around, do the striders when it calls for doing striders. Most of us will have a marathon, dress rehearsal run where you got like a couple miles at marathon goal pace. But other than that, just relax and enjoy that the work is done and let everything store up in your body. When you do get to Boston, get to the expo as quick as you can to get your bib and get out of there. I know that it's really tempting just to look around at everything, especially years past. The expo is huge. And I used to look at everything. Last year, it was very minimal. There was hardly anything in the expo. So I just get my bib and, if you weren't going to get a jacket or a little bit of gear, get that and get out of there. As far as food, just stick to your regular diet. You don't have to do anything crazy. Actually, it's better to stick with what you always have done before your long runs than going like super crazy on carb loading. So for me, I really like salmon and rice, usually the 2 days before, and a little bit of vegetables. But yeah, just stick to your normal diet. Don't stuff too much in thinking you're going to need all this extra fuel, because you can make your gut too heavy. You can increase table salt, the day before or a couple days before, and that's about it. The most important night's sleep is Saturday, actually. You really want to sleep well on Saturday. It doesn't matter the day before the race. If you sleep well on Sunday, it's not really going to even affect anything, but try to get the best sleep you can get on Saturday. When you wake up race morning, don't power walk around, rush to the buses, walk with anxiety and tension in your body. And like, even if you're really hyper and excited, just try to tie your breath into relaxation, slow down, leave with plenty of time. Take breaths that tell your body to relax, because you don't want to be burning up, glucose and energy, because you're going to need that for the race. And since it starts at 10 o'clock, you don't want to be running around like crazy at, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So just walk slow. It's an hour bus ride. I don't know if a lot of people know that it's about an hour. And if you're well hydrated, that can be a real problem. I mean, I always carry 2 things with me to the start, or a few things. One is a huge trash bag, like a 42-gallon, 3 mil thick trash bag with the neck cut out and shoulders cut out. And I use that thing to keep the wind off, or if it's a little bit chilly, I can use that to stay a little bit warmer. You definitely want to bring your throwaway clothes. I see a lot of people at the village, like in their running, like this, and they're just like ready to go, but then they're shivering. if it is kind of chilly, you want to keep your body the right temperature. But I bring that large trash bag and a wide mouth Gatorade bottle. This isn't going to really work for females, but for all the dudes, it's like if you really are struggling on the bus and you're next to like a friend or a guy, you can like just turn and pee if you have to. I've only had to do that 1 year. But the other thing about the wide mouth Gatorade bottle and the trash bag is the porta potty lines in the village can get pretty long, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Well, 15, 20 minutes is probably the worst I've ever seen. But if you just got to pee, you can just put your trash bag on and pee and go find a place in the grass to dump it, or, where somebody's not going to step in it or whatever. And then also at the starting line, people are freaking out, needing to pee super bad. If you have that trash bag and that Gatorade bottle and you're, got to get that last bit out, you can. Definitely don't sit down at the starting line. I see people that want to rest their legs and they sit, but man, bunches of people pee at the starting line, and you don't want to get any moisture around the starting line on you race morning. Bring a shower curtain if you're going to meet with a group to sit on, because the grass can be wet, or just bring an extra large trash bag to sit on if you're just by yourself. They generally will have coffee, water, Gatorade, bananas, and bagels. I've seen that before at the start. I looked for it, but I didn't see the list of exactly what they'll have, but you can get something like that there. Your throwaway clothes. There's no need to warm up because it's a 0.7 mile walk from the village to the starting corrals. And there is a large porta potty bank right to the left before you get to the corrals. That's going to be helpful when the gun goes off. And actually this year I'm going to be starting the race. I want a contest. I think 2019 late, or I can't remember if it was 2020 already. There was a contest on GoFundMe, and they were just like, for every $10 you donate for COVID relief, I think they were trying to either recoup some funds or help the volunteers or something. I gave $200, and that was 20 tickets, and I ended up winning like a grand prize where I'm going to get a VIP experience and like a couple free jackets, a free night stay at the Copley Hotel, and then also, they emailed me and said, "Do you want to start the race?" And I was like, "Well, sure, that's going to be epic." So you might see me up there. I'll start it, and then I'll come to the back of Wave 1 and race. But don't hit your watch until you cross the line. I mean, a lot of you know that, but you get excited. Just wait until you cross the line to hit your watch. Don't worry if it's bunched up. In years past, I've always been like, I can't get around the people, because I always try to race Boston to PR. A lot of people, they get to Boston and they just want to glory or just revel in the course, and they just want to run it for fun and look around and chill. And if you find yourself stuck behind people, you're not going to be stuck by much. Everybody is about your same pace and ability. I used to jump around and run down the side and just dodge and weave as much as I could to try to hit pace right off the bat. My fastest year ever in all-time PR was whenever I just relaxed. And if I was stuck behind somebody, I just, ran and didn't stress out about it. A lot of what is the most important thing leading into the race is relaxation and minimizing as much stress as you can. So try to just relax, especially when the gun goes off and you get going. The first 2 miles, you want to hold yourself back. It's pretty steep downhill. You don't want to bank like 10 or 15 seconds a mile. Just relax and run about the pace you want for the whole marathon to be. And that kind of goes the same way through the first 12 to 14 miles. It's going to feel easy. Don't get too carried away or you'll shred your quads. Your quads are going to get pretty tired of going downhill anyway. As far as running the tangents go, there are a lot of curves in the whole race, so try your best just to merge to the shortest. Like when you're at a curve, just look ahead to when the next curve is and run the shortest distance from that point to the point ahead of you. And when it comes to water stops, if you're running a tangent nicely and the water stop is way across the road, you can see that it's coming up. Don't swerve way over there to get it. Just run the tangent, because anytime you see a water stop, like if it's on this side of the road, there'll be a mirror image of it on this side. And if you're running and it comes this side first, there's going to be a mirror image of Gatorade and water, just beyond it. So you can just relax, run the tangents the best you can, let the water come to you. As far as letting stuff come to you, don't rush the pain, because it is going to be really strange that it's not going to hurt. It's going to be so easy and smooth and relaxed and great. It really starts to hurt a little bit starting at mile 16 when you go through the Newton Hills. You've got to climb a lot more. And Heartbreak Hill and the hill before it are a little bit difficult, but it's nothing to be too concerned about. There's been years in my 9-year history where I've missed them. I didn't know where I was just in the zone, just running. You want to lean forward just a tiny bit and keep your cadence up high and pump your arms a little bit more, but try to run with even effort up the hills rather than maintaining pace. So let your pace fade a little bit, just even effort up to the top. And then remember what Ryan Hall said in one of the videos in the last couple of years is when you get to the very top, not before it, you don't want to be climbing when you're doing this, but at the tip top when it's flat and starting to go over, do like 5 strides, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where you kind of pick up the pace a little bit, just do a little miniature strider, and that helps you get your pace back, and then you just relax and you keep that rhythm. That was the tactic I used when I made like a 4-minute PR in 2019. It was great. Be sure to smile and relax, drop your shoulders, just over and over and over. Try to relax everything in your body as you're racing and running. Once you crest Heartbreak, don't be too excited to run super fast down the backside, or it can shred your quads, for the last 5 miles. Just get down it. You can increase your pace some. Don't go careening down the backside of Heartbreak, or you might have to pay for it in the last miles. If you really get to struggling like I have in years past in those last 5 miles, you just got to make deals with yourself to relax, to maintain, keep what you got, keep it steady. You really want to, at times you want to give up or just throw the towel in because your mind's going crazy, but just try to keep what you got and keep moving. Some tricks I use are counting 1 foot until you get to 50 and counting the other foot until you get to 50, and do that till you just hate it or you're bored. You can say other mantras that you love. You can pray. You can just breathe, relax, do the best you can. I guess a couple last second toughies are when you go under Mass Ave and you're climbing out from under the little road that goes under Mass Ave. It's a little bit of a tough hill. You're like, man, I'm dying. I'm almost there. But you do have to get up that hill nice and steady. And when you take a right on Hereford, it's also uphill. So just be careful with those last 2 hills, not to hammer too hard if you're kind of fading. And then when you turn a left on Boylston, you have 600 meters to the finish line, and you can do that. Just be sure not to cramp. Enjoy the glory of hitting the finish line, getting your medal. It's the greatest race on earth. I'm 10 years in, and I can't wait to hit 25 years. That's the ultimate goal now. So if I forgot something, definitely drop it in the comments. If you have some favorite tips, or if you're a veteran and you're like, oh, he didn't say this, just drop it in the comments. If you have questions, throw it in there and let some of us answer. But it's going to be really fun. You're going to love it. This race has more buzz and more excitement, more energy than any race I've ever been to. And I've done ultras and Ironman, and Boston's my favorite. So can't wait to see you there. If you see me, come say hey, and best of luck, best wishes, and run smooth.